This is Portland. This is what you get when you let a city fall into ruins.
Happened when the city suspended sweeps, citing health and safety reasons. The number of camps exploded, seemingly.
So they had a program, the sweeps, where they would clean up this nonsense on the sidewalks, underpasses, school playgrounds, parks, train stations, bus stations, parking lots, etc. They had a problem. They would clean these up with the sweeps, but the city suspended that for health and safety reasons. It seems like it's a lot healthier and a lot safer now.
Overnight. New tents popped up in parks and school playgrounds, along freeways and downtown streets, and the trash started piling up. Crews contracted by the city did pick it up more than ever.
Crews contracted by the city to pick it up. Keep that in mind for just a second. You've got a group of people contracted, which means they were hired by the city to clean up this mess.
Ever before, but they couldn't keep up. It seemed to be everywhere.
We've got tents, we've got garbage alongside the street. Everywhere you go, you see syringes and there's kids around, and it's a madhouse.
And not just on the streets, but on the water too.
They threaten.
Well, this is what happens when you have a policy that will not punish crime. So you're going to get more people that show up, and you're not going to get kicked off the streets because they killed a sweeps program. And they're going to give them free needles, free drugs, places to shoot up, and the cops can't arrest them. Because if they arrest them, they're turned out a minute or two later by the court system saying, well, we don't have a place to keep them, and it's just a minor offense. But the problem is they made everything a minor offense now. So of course this is going to get worse.
Our people, they steal our property, they chase off citizens from our public waterways, and they pollute our land and our rivers. This has got to come to an end, and we need help to do it.
Well, you do need help, and it does have to come to an end. But guess what? It's not going to. And I don't know if it's this guy's fault, but for all the people that keep voting Democrat over and over and over again, you're getting very predictable results. Now, does anyone want to guess when the last time they had a Republican mayor of Portland? Anyone? Anyone? 10 years? 15 years? Maybe 20 years ago? Wrong. It's been 40 years. Actually 42. In 1980, they had a Republican mayor of Portland. Lasted a couple of months, from 1979 to 1980. Okay, that's fine. He didn't get much of a chance to take care of that at all. What about before then? So here's a list of mayors of Portland. Now right now we've got Ted Wheeler, January 1st, 2017 to present. 5 years. 5.5 years he's been working on this town. You liking it? Like I said, we got to go back a couple of years to find a Republican. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Connie McCready. September 5th, 1979 through November 23rd of 1980. What's that, 14 months? Okay. And then I guess they got rid of Connie rather quickly. And then let's see, how much further back do you have to go to find another Republican? Any guesses? Any guesses? Should we say 1957? 1957. Before that, you had Fred Peterson, January 53 to December 56. So that's roughly 4 years. Yeah, it's been Democrats all the way since then, since 1957. Well, you get what you vote for. Hope you're enjoying it.
The water and on the road.
Him and his girlfriend lived in it, and the toilet was the street.
Cars, RVs, trailers lining neighborhood streets.
And there's a big scar in the grass over there from leaving a pig. Big, fat, dead pig.
What about some of these power tools I see?
I buy them because we scrap. Metal that gets thrown away and stuff, you take it to scrapyard, you get money for it. And...
So none of this stuff is stolen?
No.
None of it's stolen?
No.
TJ.
If you believe that, okay, that's fine. The person who refused to show his face had a bunch of power tools. None of them were stolen. They was just going to sell them for scrap metal. Hey, listen, yeah, that checks out, no problem. I don't know why he didn't say he stole them. There's no punishment for stealing stuff in Portland, so this is fine. Anyway, this goes on for a while longer, and it shows more sad pictures of playgrounds that used to be nice, of roads and streets that used to be nice. Now they're just piled up with garbage and trash and drug paraphernalia and homeless people just living on the streets. This is Portland now. So Portland says, listen, we've got a plan. We're going to get strong on this. We're going to get tough, and we're going to hire a company to come and clean this up. Well, guess what happens? They did. They hired a company. And there's this thing. It's kind of you've heard of the shadow government, the people behind the scenes that seem to be running everything. Well, in Portland, they're called Antifa. Now, I know that Jerry Nadler says that Antifa is just a myth, but Donald Trump declared them a domestic terrorist organization because they're terrorists. Remember a few seconds ago I said there was that company that the city hired to clean up all the hazmat and the waste and the drug paraphernalia and Yeah, well, now this is a little older, but overnight Antifa gathered a pre-announced riot to vandalize the rapid response business in Portland. This is the second time they've been targeted. Antifa are attacking the biohazard cleaning business because they're contracted by the city to clean the encampments. So Antifa, let me see if I get this right. I don't want to put words in their mouth. I'm just going to talk this through and go like my chain of thought and how to figure this out. Antifa doesn't exist. They kind of can run around the streets, do whatever they want. Antifa has shot people. They have stabbed people. Wasn't it Antifa that did that Summer of Love with the Chaz chop? They literally took over a part of the town for, a couple of weeks? Cops and ambulances weren't allowed in, so they can run the city. They can do whatever they want. They took over businesses. They vandalized anyone. Well, there was a restaurant that made a comment about how awful it was for the city. They burned that restaurant to the ground, so you can't talk bad about them. They have burned down a courthouse. They tried to burn down a police station with police officers in it. They did the rapid response team. They did, they can pretty much do whatever they want. Now, this is in Portland. There's also places like this in other parts of the country where Antifa has a good foothold. I'm not mad about this. I'm not mad at Antifa. I'm not mad at Portland. This is what you want. You voted for this. You've been voting for Democrats for 70 years. This is what you want. Give it to them. Let them have it. If you're in Portland, if you live in Portland, or if you have a small business in Portland and things aren't looking up, leave. It's getting to the point, in my opinion, let's say you have a business and you're struggling. You've got a little inventory. It's hard to keep going. Day to day is tough. The COVID lockdowns made it really hard. The constant petty theft has made it kind of hard. You're not getting a lot of foot traffic anymore because your sidewalks are covered up with tents and urinating bums and drug-addicted meth heads. Listen, take your entire business and walk away. You're struggling to fight against a system that doesn't want you there. If you leave with the clothes on your back and start over in any other town, well, not San Diego or San Francisco or Chicago or Philadelphia, you get my point. Go somewhere where they want you. Go somewhere where they appreciate you. Go somewhere where they don't tax you to death so you can be fleeced by these modern day Antifa robber barons. If they steal from you every single day and you stick around, this is on you. Now you might want to say, I want to stay and fight for my city. They don't want you there. But if you're an actual business owner, an entrepreneur, and you've got that entrepreneurial spirit, go somewhere else. You can rebuild. You can start over again. You know, if you leave the front door open and they come in, steal everything and burn it to the ground, take the insurance money, start over. But if you like what Portland is doing, then stay Embrace it. Enjoy the Antifa. Keep voting Democrat. You'll keep getting more of the same, and you'll be the happiest you've ever been. I guess this is their utopia. Fantastic. Let them have it. Now, for those of us that don't live in Portland and don't support Antifa and this democratic nonsense, it's okay. Everything's going to be fine. You keep your city safe, you keep your city well protected, and move on with your life. We're coming to a point where this country is breaking in half. These people live in this squalor and they accept it. They embrace it. Let them have it. This country is going to be split in half. It's time to start picking your friends and picking the places you want to protect. Portland's gone. It's no saving it. It's let them have it. Let them enjoy it. Now, one last thing. I want you to walk on over and step on that subscribe button. Now, on this channel, I promise you won't have to dodge any piles of poop or syringes to walk over to that subscribe button. It's an easy trip. Just give it a little tap.